Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. It's me, Mitch, and it's a Tuesday. The day that nobody cares about. But we're here. 28th of July. 3 days to my 4th carniversary, and I'll pre-celebrate this morning along with you as we drink it, if we got it. It's good. Okay. How's everybody this morning? Good to see you. Little housekeeping here. There we go. I woke up at 3:30. 3:30 this morning, and I've been up ever since. I feel like it's already bedtime. You ever have one of those mornings? Sound like Brian had one. And Kelsey, I was watching their show. I enjoyed that. That was interesting. Brian, that's the first time I ever heard your story. Wow. Quite a story. Good for you. In fact, there was a lot of confusion this morning. At least for me. I got an email from Alia yesterday, and it said, we're not having any more live streams until the end of the week because Dr. Kiltz is traveling. I said, oh, okay, well, why don't I reincarnate that 60-minute pre-chat thing so all the long-lost souls will have a place to go at 6 a.m. So I went ahead and reconfigured the whole thing to be able to come on at 6 and do that pre-chat. I created the videos in the thumbnail that said pre-chat on them. I set the starting time for 6 a.m. for you guys to give you a place to go. Got up this morning, looked at YouTube, and there was Kiltz, 6 a.m. So in a panic, I went in there and undid everything I did yesterday. Re-edited the thumbnail, changed the video, changed the times, changed the start time so nobody be confused. And at that moment, I said, that's the last time I ever do that. I'm not mad at anybody, but I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off when I noticed. And in the process, my thumbnail got changed to where it had yesterday's date on it, and it was a nightmare. So I finally got it all straightened out. My friend Kiltz's show said 6 a.m., but it said 7 a.m. on his thumbnail. I'm done. I'm finished with all that. If Kiltz isn't here, you guys are on your own. My live stream will be posted. The chat room is always open. Come in and chat away if you want to. But I can't go through this drill every morning wondering if you got a place to be at 6 o'clock. So I apologize for that. If you feel out in the cold, come into my chat room. But as far as that pre-show goes, I'm done. No more editing. It's too much work. And I don't know on any given day whether Kiltzy's going to be able to do his 6 a.m. or not. So it's his time slot now. I'm done with the 6 a.m. If Kiltzy wants to use it, fine. If not, I'll be here at 7. They say no good deed goes unpunished. Well, I'm here to tell you. That is true. But I'm not angry about it. I'm just trying to do the best I can. So how's everybody doing this morning? As my little I don't know if it was a rant or a bitch session, but I'm tired this morning. But up half the night, really physically overdid it the past few days, moving heavy stuff around, unboxing things, exercising, and I am shot. So today, I know it isn't Sunday, but it's going to be my day of rest. Wish me luck. A fat chance if I'll ever get some rest. At any rate, I did get a chance to watch. I was going to go in and say hi to him this morning. He sent me a link early, but when I finally got done all the reconfiguring of my live stream to stay out of his way. Speaking of the devil,
Can you hear me, my friend?
I can hear you. I can hear you. So, did you hear me just to go through that litany of how you had me running around in circles this morning?
I don't know. The one is because I'm in central, whatever. I'm in Chicago. I don't know what the time zone is,
It's
but
Central Time. Central
right.
Time.
And so I don't know if it just didn't set up right or what it was. And
Well, the thing that threw me this morning was an email I got from Ali yesterday, and it said Dr. Kiltz will be traveling all week and won't be doing any live streams until the end of the week. So I said, oh shit, let me get my 6 a.m. Home away from home thing. And then this morning I got up and you popped up and I had to change it around. And for the first time in a long time, I said, next time I said Kilsey, he's going to have a hard time getting my hands from around his throat.
no,
I'm just
but
kidding. You know I love you.
I love you, but I just got a message even from my banker. But someone said in my company, "Oh, I'm not doing something," and I'm like, "Who would tell you that?" And it's because people don't ask me, "What am I doing?" Right?
Yeah.
And the best thing, look at, it's having a cup of coffee with Mitch, and or having a cigar and hanging out with our brothers and sisters. I mean, to me, this is like magic. And so the first time, Monday was just like I was like trashed in the morning, but I'm a little bit better. And I was like, okay, I set it up last night, and I've just got to get on. And I'm here just to my morning live. I don't know where I'm traveling to tomorrow. I'm supposed to travel somewhere tomorrow, but I don't know if it's going to be California, Florida, or New York. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And
Well, it's like
and
Where's Waldo every day, you know. This is
is
Where's
where's
Waldo?
Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Well, that's great to see you this morning. I was going to come in. I was all set. I got your text after I got done redoing all my setup, and I just said, it's not worth it. It's not worth that effort because you're either going to be here or you're not. And if you're not here, the poor wandering crowd can come into my chat room. They don't need entertainment. They can still come in here and chat. And I'm going to make my life easier from here on out. No pressure
Well,
on you, though. You do what you can.
we had Brian Airy on today
I saw that. I
from
watched it.
Kansas, really good guy. And Brian's been on a while, at, on showing up. He's done the coaching course, and just his story and people's stories and hanging out. That's I think why I'm here at my medical meeting here in Chicago. And it's in last night it was salad with some oats or something on it. I don't know what the hell it
Wow.
was. And
Healthy. It was healthy, of course.
oh my God. And I like, and then it was a filet overcooked on a bed of potatoes with carrots and zucchini and asparagus. And I was like, I asked the guy, can you just put a piece of meat on here? Can you take away everything? He said, no. I said, okay, never mind. Their help was really great. And I didn't want to overtax it with like his job
Yeah.
is to go back there and keep moving. And then some dude says, I want this meat. He's like, what? But it's been good. And then, it's interesting world we're
Yeah.
in medicine. Medicine is controlling. It's about power and profits. And I don't
That's
know.
it.
Should I leap off? That's what I'm trying to decide. It's time to like, whoo.
Well,
But
the problem that all the doctors have is the licensing and the rules and the oversight to make sure you conform like everything else in this world. And you can't be a carnivore and talk about this and badmouth plants and continue to have their blessings and have them look favorably. And they want to get rid of you. And you know what that's like. So, Baker and Burry and you and Chafee and all these guys run the risk constantly of being ostracized. And we've seen so many cases of it with Gary Fettke and others who have been hauled before licensing boards and, 6 months or 6 years of hearings. And I wouldn't play that game. I wouldn't play that game, unfortunately. I don't have to because I'm not licensed by anybody to do anything. I can run my mouth with total and complete freedom until YouTube deletes my channel.
the biggest question is reproductive immunology accepted science in reproductive medicine? And it's interesting how they claim it's not, yet every other specialty of medicine leaps into immunology as inflammation the cause, and here are all these immunologic medications that may help. And we're being ostracized and chastised for just sharing the fact that and offering these medications. But if you're a cancer patient, there are plenty of side effects to all the other drugs they use. And what's the average successful drug treatment in cancer? Under 30%. And what's the cost of it? Hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. And no one is mentioning that.
Well, that's because it's all a smokescreen. It's a smokescreen, I think, and I may be out of line in saying this, but I think those people don't like the fact that you're undercutting them, their prices, and they're looking for any excuse to get rid of you.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, again, it's powers of the Pope in a sense. We are on these boards and we're making rules. They call them practice guidelines,
Yeah.
which then become the rules of the roost. And if you're not standardly staying in your lane, you're going to get hit by a semi, and you're in a motorcycle or a bicycle.
Yeah.
There's a Kiltz is laying by the side of the road, and even wearing a helmet, he got crushed.
Well,
But
that they call this, instead of calling them laws and rules, they call them standard of care. That's a very generic, nice, fluffy sounding description to describe their thumb, right?
well,
Keeping you down.
standard of care used to be H2 blockers for gastric ulcers until some dude that everyone thought was crazy proved that it was a bacteria and you needed antibiotics. And my claim is that infertility is a microbial infection, inflammation, due to a plant protein, low fat centric diet and taking probiotics. Like why would you take a microbe and add more microbes to your gut?
No, I agree. You know how I feel about even talking about the microbiome. There are things. My take on it is, and it's kind of crude. I tell people keep your head out of your ass because it doesn't. That's no place where your head belongs. Stop worrying about what's going on up there. It'll take care of itself if you leave it alone, like most other things.
Yeah, and I've found that this crazy carnivore lifestyle helped cure all those bowel problems for me. And what can I do but shout out from the top of the mountain
Yeah, it did.
why this lifestyle helps people get pregnant and
Well, it
reduces
does.
miscarriage.
It cures so many things. And I mean, Ken Berry and his young wife are a big positive example of that. And I think their second child came along as a big surprise.
Well, I always ask people, you have sex and get pregnant, you're surprised. Isn't that natural outcome of sex in nature?
You'd think so. That's what it's for. I mean, it feels good, but the reason it feels good is so we are encouraged to seek it out.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's the power of all of it. I mean, our children is our mission. We have fancy parties and weddings and we go to dating club, whatever it is. It's only about one thing,
Yeah,
baby making.
baby
And
making.
it makes us so crazy. But I believe that our plant centric, low animal fat centric diet and multiple meals a day and partying all the time is the reason we're all sick. And infertility and cancer and diabetes and depression and arthritis are all, secondary to failing to recognize the simplicity of the story. It's like there must be some complicated, expensive. It must be your genetics have changed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, your genetics. I love that. I love when they come along and say, in the last 100 years, our genetics have changed so dramatic. We have the same genetics by and large as a caveman did 40,000 years ago. We have adaptive epigenetic changes, but that's how come some of us do better with certain foods. But the base genetics, the basic 25,000 protein encoding genes, are pretty much identical to our caveman ancestors. It's all propaganda, it's all talking points, it's all a sales pitch. We keep going over and over this. Keep it simple while everybody else is overcomplicating it. Try to ignore, be cynical. I do this every day. I gave quite a speech yesterday morning at the end about keeping it simple and don't believe hardly anything. But you leave this little sphere with two guys who pretty well I think I understand it, and I think you understand it, that it is something that's supposed to work itself. The human body is supposed to be on autopilot, like every other animal on the planet. We are not supposed to be driving this machine. We are supposed to be feeding this machine the proper fuel, and if we do that, it'll take care of itself. And we have gone so far astray in our own arrogance, thinking that we actually need to monitor it 24/7,
Yep.
give it drugs and chemicals, and control our own physiology. And all we do, like anything else you try to fix, is half the time you just break it worse.
And ultimately, the story that we've been told for thousands of years, which is I call it the sugar centric model, the sugar cartel, which is basically enslaved all of us through the sugars and then all the plant substances and the alcohols and the drugs and all these things that in my modern world it's 3 to 6 meals a day, plant centric protein, and healthy fats, which is an avocado. The last I looked, you know, fat in an avocado makes no sense, right? It's a plant, but we just bypass the science, the simplicity, the working together, the camaraderie, right? And lions, I like it's you've never done it before. How can you make a comment that it doesn't work? It's our blindness, like reproductive immunology, or maybe a month of antibiotics might help people with infertility, male and female, and carnivore, because the microbes are basically hunting down your sperm and eggs, because the microbes that it's sort of like going out there for what am I thinking, roe, caviar, right? I mean, why do we hunt for caviar? The microbes are doing the same thing. They're just hunting down your eggs and sperm or embryos. They're not dumb. Same thing.
Uh, so you going to be on tomorrow morning at 6?
I'm
Probably,
planning
right?
on. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good, good,
yeah,
good. I
yeah.
like that. You see, See, for me, I relax at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I've probably been up for a while. I get up at 3:30 this morning. Um, it's like insomniac heaven in your live stream between you and Brian. And I said, yeah, me too. I wonder what happened last night. But I enjoyed it. I get my studio all set up for my live stream. I go out on the porch, cup of coffee, maybe a little bit
Cigar.
of a cigar that was left over from yesterday that I hadn't finished. I very rarely start a brand new cigar in the morning, but if I have any from the other day, I will light it up, take a few puffs, and watch Kelsey, and maybe even set up my little cell phone on the tripod and come in and talk to you. I didn't this morning. I was going to. I got your text, and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go in there and join." But when I managed to get out there and turn it on, it was shortly after 6, and I saw Brian was already there, and
Yeah.
I said, "Well, this is going to be interesting. They don't need you, me." I said, "They don't need me. They don't need me here. I'm interested. I'm just going to sit back and watch and relax." And then I sent you the link for this morning, so you didn't think that I didn't love you anymore. I didn't want you to think
I thought
that.
he's dissed me. He's dissed me. Well, Brian's interesting. He had 23 years ago, he had gastric bypass, lost a bunch of weight. He was 700 pounds. And then he got back up to 400 pounds. His parents both died of diabetes. I can't remember, a sister or brother died of diabetes. And so many people are suffering. And his story was remarkable. Carnivore now. And, he's feeling tons better. A lot of the stuff that he had suffered from lingers on for all of us. But I think it's important to share everyone's story. That your purpose in your young 70s and me is, how do we invite more people into this to learn about why carnivore lifestyle is a game changer. I was sitting at a table with so many great people uh, uh, last night, and it was, hey, I should try that, and I'm like, go at it, because you guys are in your 50s and 60s, and some in the 70s, and it's so simple. You feel so much better. Okay, you have a martini once in a while, or you have a little Kiltz's ice cream. Don't lose your shirt over it.
Read the comments. I'm trying to pay attention to the comments and multitask here. D, thinking for myself. D says, Mitch likes us to watch Kiltz to get caffeinated. Then we are as intense as he is when his live come. Oh, they got us figured out, Kiltsy.
Well,
What else?
and
What else is there to
I,
say?
my close friends, and Mitch is one of my closest friends. That in the community, I share so much of my life to so many people, and I think that's important. We need community, and sometimes I show up, sometimes I don't. Uh, I get, and a lot of it is, I'm going to call it, I got so much going on. I'm traveling, a lot of changes in my life, and
To say the least.
I'm still like, I've got a buyer for my jet. We'll see, and I'm thinking more like, okay, you got to just let it go, and but I don't know.
It's tough. It's tough. I've been
Very
through
hard.
all that myself, and I just know most people don't know from personal experience, but I happen to appreciate because I went through it. My circumstances were different. I was forced to,
Yeah,
but it didn't change the mindset of getting used to a certain lifestyle, which later on I came to find out didn't mean a thing. It wasn't important at all. I never realized that. I always had this fear. I accumulated all this, and then the fear of losing it. And then after it was gone, I found that, you know, now I understand the concept of dropping out. Why so many people, when they acquire so much and they get to a certain point in life, the complications of it just overwhelm them, and they end up just whatever happened to so and so? Well, I think somebody saw him at a tiki bar in Key West. But that's it.
Well,
They just drop out of society.
I mean, I can tell you there are many days that I feel like, I just don't want to go out today. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to be online. I don't want to share my story. I don't want to argue with SART or ASRM or anyone else, the lawyers and all this stuff. And the beauty of my airplanes, even though they're kind of costly, is it's the most freeing and amazing thing to be up in that airplane by myself. And okay, I got ATC to talk to sometimes, but it's really pretty amazing. And I remember I used to fly Syracuse or Skinny Atlas to Albany, uh, have my coffee, read my paper, autopilot, listening to ATC at time to time, keeping an eye on everything, and it was most beautiful. I really loved it.
I remember
I still
those
do.
days. I did the same thing. I didn't have a jet, but I had a Beech Baron, which is pretty capable airplane, and
Yeah,
I used to fly it always by myself. Very rarely did I carry any passengers. So I would go up there and set the autopilot and sit back, and like from here to Atlanta took me, couple hours. So I would just sit back and relax, and it was away from everybody up there, looking down at the world go
yeah,
by. And I remember those days, and I did a lot of it. I mean, a lot of flying. I've been flying since I was in my early 20s, so
yeah,
I've had a lot more of my life I spent up in the
yeah.
air. But I understand what it's like to give that up. It's kind of like when you get to be my age, I'll be 80 soon. Um, I wonder if I'm going to be 80 before Sean Baker gets to be 60. He's been pushing 60 for 5 years now. I think he's going to be 60 before I'm 80, maybe by a couple months. But I watched his video yesterday on his new St. Petersburg condominium lifestyle. He seems to be doing pretty good. He seems
Oh,
to really settle in.
he's a good
But
guy.
yeah, I've never met him, but I'd like to someday.
Haven't met
This,
him yet.
oh, okay, you too. But this feeling that you get, you don't want to give it up, and as you get older, like I am, and like you're becoming, the concept of some bureaucrat coming along and telling you you're too old to drive or something like that. And that the fear of that of the loss of freedoms because somebody else makes a decision, that's kind of the way you feel when you sell your airplane. You're losing your sense of freedom.
Well, I'm keeping my Cirrus. It gives me sort of a little bit, keeps my freedom there. And I got friends with jets, so I'm good. And I've got to get to a couple of meetings, and I'm here at my meeting here in Chicago, so I got to get. But I
All
will
right.
see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m.
Okay,
And
I'll send you the link. I'll send
I
you the
mean,
link. You go.
everybody have an awesome day. I love everybody, and Kiltz is going to sign off. I'll see you later.
Thanks, my friend. Take care of
All right,
yourself.
all right, bye
All righty.
everybody. Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, that was nice. And it's 7:30, and I haven't even said hello to anybody yet. So here we go. Back to the chat. I'll never catch up today. The chat's busy. 100 people here. Always pleasure to get together with my friend who every day probably wakes up at 3 in the morning, turns the light on, sits up in bed, looks around, and says, "Where the hell am I?" I used to travel a lot, and I know the feeling. Where am I? And then it takes you a while to get your bearings. I'm in Chicago. Oh, okay. Me, I enjoy getting up in my own bed every morning. I know where I am. I got used to that. But I understand it. And so the rest of the week, I'm going to assume we're going to have Kilts at 6 and me at 7. And unless he won't have surgery, so he'll probably be free to come in. Maybe not spend a half an hour with me, but spend a few minutes. All right, let's get flying here. First Lady June, I'm really going to go fast this morning. And Mike Seeley and DJ Bro, Amanda was here. Hi, Amanda. And Yellow Rose was here. And I'm going to try to fly by all the chatting. Rough Carnivore from Guam, good morning to you. And Thomas, I will be working. Good to see you here, Thomas. Good morning, my friend. Illegitimi non-carborundum, Thomas. Illegitimi non-carborundum. It's not real Latin, but it's Latin sounding. They call that faux Latin. And illegitimi non-carborundum simply means don't let the bastards wear you down. My advice to you for this morning. We all love you. We all love you. Oh, man. And Brian Dish. Hiya, Brian. How are you? One of many Brians. Not the Brian that we saw on Kiltsy this morning. That was Brian Airy. I'm so confused. Jerry Voitis. Good morning, Jerry. How are you? It's still morning, even though I'm a half hour late. I can still say good morning to you. And who is this? This is Wayne Herman. Hiya, Wayne, and Richard Williams from Copperhill, Tennessee. And I'm up to 6:30 in the chat. Wow, Mike. The chat was busy this morning. Michael Kenny, hiya, Michael. How are you? Mike Seeley Sr., good morning, Michael. Are you as tired as I am from all that heavy work that we did? Susie Marsh, good morning, Susie. How are you? And Humaira's here, and Dee is here. Hi, Dee. Good to see you. And now we're starting to get the repeats in here, so I'm going to try to skip them. And there's Brian. Finished up at Kiltsy and came right over here. It's like a group of party goers. Just, where's the next party? And just going all day. One party to another. And I agree. Amanda says, Brian, my friend, you were absolutely brilliant. And we'll leave it at that. Bacon Runner, Donna Ray, how you doing? Rick Castro is here. Hiya, Rick. Good morning to you. And now we got Brian and Amanda going at it like they usually do. And Donna Ray's in there. Lori. I feel like I'm calling a horse race here. Up to 7 o'clock. And then we'll slow down. Good morning, Lori. Always good to see you. How you doing? And Rick chimed in. Hi, Rick. Good morning, he said. Okay, going past all the people that I said hello to are all now saying hello to each other. Max D, hiya Max, how are you? Michael Pregler's here, how you doing? And we are at 6:59. Lucy Work chimes in. Hiya Lucy. Man, my mouse finger's busy here. Giving it a workout. 6:59, 6:59. Manda, 6:59. Stevie, how you doing, Stevie? Good to see you this morning at 6:59. And, all right, the dynamic duo. Lambs first and Robbie Autry right there at a photo finish. Good morning, guys. Glad to see you. You're still keeping up with it. And we have right afterwards, Marla Kelly says hi. And now everybody's chiming in saying hi at 7 o'clock again. We'll get through this. And Barry Smith chimes in at 7. Good Tuesday morning, Mitch from Massachusetts. Good to see you. All right. Anybody got any questions? I'm going to be flying through this chat this morning, put some QQQs in there. And I'll see if they don't pop out at me. It was good having Kiltsy here. I enjoy that. So I'm going to start to slow down a little bit today. I hope you all liked my trike video yesterday. That was quite an adventure. Putting that thing together by myself, no help. I managed to do it, but I'll tell you what, I beat the crap out of myself between unboxing an elliptical machine with Michael, which scratched up my leg and I banged my arm and I got this. I hate to show this to you. You know, when you take aspirin to thin your blood a little bit, you bruise very easily and your arms get all kinds of things like this. All you got to do is, and with me walking all the time, my arms going every which way, I keep banging. I try to walk fast around the house, and I end up banging into door frames on the way through because I'm still not that steady. And I'm banging my arms into things. And when we were unboxing things, that's where I got this one. I just, you got your arm up against something, and the big heavy thing is leaning on your hand is leaning on the table, and I bruise easily on my forearms. I look down, I must have really whacked. Now, it takes about a week or two for these things to fade out. And I'm going to show you this, but let me see if I can get it up to the camera. Look at that bruise right there. Look at that thing. It looks like I've got some creeping grunge disease. That's just a bruise. Now, right up here, see it right there? That was a huge bruise from last week. And it's almost faded out completely. And a week from now, this one will be faded out. And you can see that the part in the center is already starting to get lighter. But I couldn't believe it. And I remember when I did that. It's when me and Mike almost dropped that big elliptical machine. I caught him with my leg, and it didn't cut my leg, but it scratched my leg, and it started bleeding. And I looked down later, and I had this monstrous looking, horrible bruise on me. And I said, Mitch. And I answered, what? I said, maybe you should stop assembling very heavy things. But I'm loving it. And there's no pain involved. Those things don't hurt, but they look like, God, it's awful looking. It's scary looking. Not scary enough to cover up with a bandage because there's no need to do that. But a week later, we'll check back on it and see how it is. The good news is it's on the top of my arm, so most people don't notice. Oh, I got one. God, it looks like I got one under there. Yeah, Mike pointed that out to me when he was here the other day. Bang that too. It's amazing I'm still standing, but life goes on. Life goes on. I feel like such a klutz sometimes because the balance is still not back. But I got to tell you, riding that trike, I fully intend it. I don't know if I'll do it every day, but at least every other day, if not more frequently. I fully plan to get on that thing, and even if I do nothing more than just ride it up to the pool and the gym up there, I got to start getting out and stop being so much of a hermit. And I think that bike is going to be great. Is it something that everybody needs? No, very few people. I don't expect a lot of people to buy them, that's for sure. It's expensive. You got to have a place to keep it. You got to have a place to ride it. You physically got to be able to get on the thing. So, for somebody who's in a wheelchair, that is not an option. But for somebody that is getting older, in my position, that doesn't get out much and lives in an area where they can ride it safely without having to get out on the interstate, I think it would be great. And with all the people saying, well, how can you get exercise on an electric thing? Let me tell you, you can work as hard as you want to on that thing. If you want to work hard, you can get out of breath in a minute on that, sprinting, pushing, or you can sit back and relax and it's comfortable. Let the motor do the work. I love it. I'm going to be making more ride and talk videos like I used to do the walk and talks until I get back to where I think I'm safe to walk a few miles holding the selfie stick and talk. The ride and talks will do good. And I've got some camera mounts for it and try to make some pretty videos, some interesting videos. They'll never be the most popular videos, but got to make content somehow if you want to stay on YouTube. All right, where was I? Got sidetracked as usual. Everybody's Chuck Supertune, how you doing? Still at 7 o'clock. Got 40 minutes behind. That's okay. And Danny's here. Hiya, Danny. Always good to see you. Max D said hi to you already, I think. Chuck and Brian and everybody's here. And Donna's here. Hiya, Donna. I haven't seen any QQQs yet. And Kevin. Morning, Kevin. How you doing? And you guys left some very nice comments on that video with the bicycle. Evidently, the company, Meet One, is very happy with my first little video. I'm going to be doing more videos, and I am going to do one primarily for the company because they did give me that thing for free. And I always feel like I gotta do something that they want me to do to earn. It's just not just a kitchen gadget they sent me for free. This is a almost $2,000 thing, the single biggest and most expensive product I've ever received to test. And I do feel, even though I'm not, say, contractually obligated, I feel like I should produce for them a video that contains the talking points and the technical things about their product, rather than just the lifestyle changes that it can bring, which is the reason that I wanted one and the reason they wanted me. But they do want me to do that, and I'm going to do it. It may not be interesting. I think I'll try to make it interesting, but they wanted still photographs. I'm going to send them so they can use them in their promotional stuff, because they've got to reach a lot of people to find the few that might want to integrate something like their product into their lifestyle. So you're going to see a technical video with the talking points, and you probably find it, the e-bike community would probably find it a lot more interesting than the old fart carnivore community. But there is a crossover. There is a crossover there. I saw that when they first contacted me, and I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. And I finally got the link straightened out. They sent me the wrong link at first to put in the videos. They sent me a link as a website, and then it said My Feathered Farm. And I said, what the hell is My Feathered Farm? And I wrote them back, and I said, I think you sent me somebody else's affiliate link. And I got an email this morning, and I went ahead and put it in the description of that video. And the link they sent me this morning made a lot more sense. It said meetonetrike.com or whatever /Mitch Weiss. I said, okay, because I would hate to go through all this and then have somebody else get credit for some business that they might get. Not that I'm getting paid, but I want them to know who sent a particular customer to them, because they'll be more inclined to send me more free stuff. And maybe they'll send me one of their big ones, the $4,000 job. The bike, mine was the Breeze. They have one called a Tour. It's even bigger and more powerful. And do I need it? No. Would I like to have it? You betcha. You betcha. I've learned a long time ago you can't make a living on YouTube, but you can get toys. And I'm not making any bones about that anymore. I will work for toys as long as it fits in with the messaging in this channel. And between the toys, which fill up some content, we'll talk about the science, and we'll talk about helping people overcome the obstacles. And I think there'll be plenty of work to do to keep me busy on this channel. And I try to share all of that with you. Les Chuck Bohr, how are you? John from Melbourne, how are you? On the road. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. John is almost a neighbor of mine. Lives about 10 minutes away. I'd invite him over here on Thursday to have a cigar with me and me and Mike Seeley. And Peter says, good morning, everyone. And that was only at 7:02. Holy cow. I think I'm going to wear out my scrolling finger. For those of you, you see what I'm doing here. I'm looking at the screen up here, where I see the chat where I left off. That's the chat I can put on the screen and show you. On this over here is the scrolling chat that's actually happening in real time. There's another monitor over here that you're looking at sideways from this view. You can't even see it. And on that are all my memes and OBS, which lets me change cameras and things. And then this are buttons which change scenes. Mixer over here so I can make sound effects. And I'm got my own little broadcast studio supervised by my producer, Roberto. And overlooking is Rant Man back there. And this is where I feel at home. This is where I feel at home. But since I had the stroke, I had to go over to a left-handed mouse, and now I've gotten to the point where I still have a stiff right hand. I still do exercises to try to get the precision down, but I still have trouble writing with it. When I type, a lot of times I end up hitting the wrong key because the muscle control isn't that accurate. So I'm becoming a lefty is what basically I'm trying to say. So I'm going to probably stay with the left-handed mouse. And I have a scroll wheel on the mouse. And I spend my entire morning doing this. And my poor finger gets tired. So I try to keep up. Let's see. That button. There you go. Morning, Anthony. How you doing? I guess Aaron is here. I didn't see you yet, but somebody said hi to Aaron. Okay, you got that. And everybody's talking to everybody. This is going to be a wandering around show. Hi, Liz. Black Box Morning TV. Good to see you, Liz. And Loretta says, does the trike take hills? Love the video. Thank you, Loretta. Oh, yeah. Those things will climb quite a grade. And the beautiful thing is, it has 7-speed gears. You can throw that thing down into gear 1 and probably pedal it up a hill. But if you ever get to the point where you're trying to climb a big hill with just the motor, you can always help and pedal a little bit. There's many, many videos out there of people who live in hilly country demonstrating the climbing ability of these. I was absolutely floored by the power that's available and the fact that if you don't want to work, you can just sit back. It's a very comfortable ride. You can push it in. You can either twist the throttle or use your thumb. It's got a tab on it. And bam, that thing goes. And it takes off and gets up to 20 miles an hour in a hurry. There is one setting that you have to change, though. When it comes from the factory, it's got a speed limiter setting on it, speed limit setting in the settings on the electronics. And it comes from the factory with a 15-mile-an-hour maximum. I think it's a good idea for safety. But if you're like me, you're going to say, no. So there's a menu system you can get into when you learn how, and you can go in and change all of these things. And you turn off the speed limit. And they tell you how to do it. It's in it. You get a whole instruction book on how to do that stuff. It's all on their website. You can download it. I printed it out. And now I'm a kung fu master of the intricacies and settings of this particular electronic controller. But fabulous thing. I'll let you know if I change my mind at all and there's things about it I don't like. But right now, I'm enamored with it. Who's this? Isabella. Good morning, Isabella. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see a chatty bunch as usual. And Lizzie is here. Good morning, Lizzie. How you doing? Question from Peter. Why don't you leave the show at 6 a.m. No, I'm not going to do that, Peter. It's a lot of work. I got to get in here. I got to get it set up extra early because I have to go live at 6. It's just a lot of work. The amount of work I put into just editing that. And I don't want to go on when Kilt's on. I don't want people to get notices that Mitch is live when I'm really not. And it'll pop up in people's feeds. So I understand what you're saying, but I've thought about that. And I think it's better for right now, maybe forever, that I just dropped this whole idea. It was an idea. It didn't do a thing for me, didn't get me any benefit at all. I didn't make any money from it. I don't care whether it got me a few more watch hours on YouTube. That shit is irrelevant to me. I was doing it for you guys, and it is not worth that kind of work when I don't know on any given day if I'm going to need it or not. And I understand Kiltsy's what he's going through right now and all the traveling and his schedule. And he's not obligated to let me know where he is every time. But I just finally said, no, just going to assume he's going to be on at 6. And if he's not, I'll be on at 7. You guys have taken care of yourself your entire life, and I'm sure you'll continue to. Hi, Aaron. How you doing? Good to see you. Let's see, any questions? Kiltsy came on. Everybody's saying hi to Kiltsy now. Wow, look at all that. Who have I missed? Anybody? Same people? Peter and that's it. It's going to be strange. There's the e-bike. Another question. Loretta, that's the one. How does the e-bike do on hills? Love the bike video. Nice job. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's fun. I hadn't even mounted the cameras to it yet. I'm going to, I got some little handlebar mounts for cameras. I'm going to set that thing up, filming where I'll be able to have shots of me, shots of the handlebars going forward, the 360 camera to get side shots, back shots, all that stuff, and my wireless microphones. And we're going to go out there and become a mobile video, like a mobile news crew. Got my helmet. I got my helmet. I think if you bear with me a second, I did take pictures yesterday on my ride, and I'll show you one of them. Let me find the folder where I put them. Here it is, photo shoot, images, and we have we get that up here. I really hadn't planned this, so I apologize for all the setup, but what did I just do? I had the picture I wanted, and I clicked the wrong thing. There it is. That's what I want. Okay. I did the same thing again. Okay. Finally. There I am. There I am. I don't look real happy there. I was concentrating on trying to hold the camera and everything else, but I did get this picture with the helmet. How do I look with the helmet on, guys? Is that a happy bike rider? The big bruise on my arm. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at that thing. Terrible. But that's a pretty good picture. It's a big bike. Couple of baskets on it. I did reposition the mirrors. I didn't like. Had to move the mounts. We always modify these things a little bit. It's got this nice backrest right here. Very, very comfortable. Big wide seat. You could probably put 3 grocery bags in this basket if you had to. Wow. So I have that picture, and I think I got some little brochure type pictures. I shot these for the company. There's another picture of me from the other side riding. There's another picture. I went out there. They wanted me to send them pictures of it. So that was a good picture right there. That was one of my favorites. And on our miniature golf course here in the community, I rode it up there yesterday and took those pictures. But that one right there was the one that, if I had to put a picture on a cover of a brochure or a catalog, that's the picture I would use. So I sent them that one too. Trying to earn the gift. Let's put it that way. Trying to make sure that they don't look at me, and because I have a lot of pride, I don't like to take things that I didn't earn, and I hope that they appreciate it and that I can elevate. Got a meme from Barry here. Let's see what it looks like.
Roberto, my bear.
All
Ready for
right.
an adventure? Do I have a choice?
Okay. Why not? Why not? Let's look at Barry's meme. Hang on a second here. Is that going to be the smoothest show, my friends? But I don't want to get too smooth anyway. Here we go. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got the viewer and
Roberto, my bear. Ready for an adventure? Do I have a choice? Of course not. Hold on tight. My stuffing is shifting. That's just the thrill. Woohoo! Next time, I'm driving.
oh wow, I like that. I want one of those. The hell with the tricycle. I want one of those hover things. I like that. And I need to take Roberto. I haven't taken him for a ride yet. He's sitting over there giving me a look. Well, Mitch, you forget somebody? I'm getting tired of sitting on this backup power supply of yours. And I still got a scooter. I don't know if I'll get to it today. I need a day of rest, I think, but I still got a scooter in a box out there that's a more portable that I should be able to lift up into the back of my SUV, which will be nice to have in there when I go out further and further away and find that I might need a way to get around that might be too far that I'm not comfortable walking yet. So never thought my life would end up like this, but it did. I'm trying to make the best of it, have as much fun as I can. Back to the chat. That's what it is, a lot of chat. And Peter's telling us what he ate. So what's new? We need to keep up with that, Peter. Robbie, Loretta, Bacon Runner, Liz. Tammy. Somebody I didn't say hi to yet. Good morning, Mitch and y'all Mitchfits. Good to see you, Tammy, as usual. And Sandra SJ is here. Hi, Sandra. How are you? Amy. Hi, Amy. Always good to see you. And it's 8 o'clock already. Wow. Okay. Well, that hour went fast, didn't it? Amy, Michael. Okay, I'll have to read this. I'm going to watch your replay and I'll read all the chat to myself. You guys have already read the chat. But I'm going to really fly through here. I'm not going to read. I'm just going to see what cues, if there are any, pop out at me. And I'm at 7:30. Brian, Mitch, was the quality of the trike what you thought it would be? It is beyond what I thought it would be. It is a tank. I mean, it's built beautifully. I'm very impressed. Oh, wow, Mitch, that hurts. You get the problem is it's just it happens when you brush up against something and it's kind of scrape your skin. It breaks all those little capillaries in your skin, and if your blood is thinned out even the slightest little bit, you get a surface bruise. It has absolutely no pain associated with it. It's absolutely right on the top layer of skin. It doesn't hurt. It's not like a black and blue thing where you bang it. It's just when you scrape your arm against something, you end up with that. It takes a week to go away. The fact that it goes away is proof to you that your skin cells are regenerating. So that's kind of comforting in a way. But yeah, I've been bruising up a storm ever since I had this stroke and started taking those baby aspirins. Rick says, send Mitch a hovercraft. Yes, I could do that. All right, we may get to the end of this anyway. And Jerry Voitos spells out Roberto. That was Susie Marsh came up with that. I like that. I like that. Jennifer Bailey. Hi, Jennifer. What happens if your brakes fail? On the bicycle? Well, if your brakes fail on a bicycle, you will coast or run into something. This trike happens to have hydraulic brakes, and it's got separate hydraulics for the front and the rear. The likelihood of having both of your hydraulic systems fail, each one's got its own reservoir and its own handle on the brake. The rear wheels have two rotors and the front wheel has one. So I don't fear. That's the last thing I think might ever go wrong with that. And they're beautifully made brake systems too. So I'm not worried about that. But it's a good question. It's a good question. There are no really bad questions. Maybe bad answers. And you're right, June. Roberto asked me the same thing, and I will have to throw him in the front basket, take him for a ride. He deserves it. Okay, I got to the end of the chat. Loretta says, I got those bruises, tattoo, makeup comes in handy. I don't care. I don't go out in public very much, but I can imagine it. You can get some, you can paint yourself. You can paint yourself to cover them up. All right, my friends, I'm going to call it a day. It is Tuesday after all. And thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. I had a good time today. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And we will have a panel tomorrow for Hump Day. And I hope a lot of people come in and see me. Everybody's starting to say goodbye to everybody. And we will clean the screen off. Thank you, Mitch says. Lori, you're welcome, Lori. Sparky Dinosaur. I hope you all have a great day. Dee is dancing away, and Isabella is dancing away too. Thank you, Mitch. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Danny says, happy day, everyone. Anthony says, AFM out. See you, Anthony. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great Tuesday, says Lori. Lizzie says hydraulic brakes. Wow, me and my brother this past week installed some on his 450 because the back would lift up, putting too much pressure on the backside to carry us. Yeah, these hydraulic brakes are great on the bikes, and it's just a 150 pound. Strike, it has over a 300 pound capacity, or 400 pound or something like that. So it's substantial. It's substantial. I don't think it's going to break. We'll see. I'm going to ride it. That's for sure. Lamb says, thanks, Mitch. Have a great day. Everyone said he buys, says, buy it all. And Barry Simon says, have a great day all. And the music is over. And I'm out of here. So until tomorrow morning, get ready to come on the panel with me. Have a great day, everybody. Make the most of this Tuesday. Take the rest of the day off. And eat meat.